Hello folks, and welcome to James Morris World Traveler. Now in this video review, I want to talk about Wombats Hostel in Whitechapel neighborhood. Now, I arrived at Wombats on May 26th, 2024 in the afternoon, where I checked in for 3 nights. I pre-booked the hostel about a month and a half earlier, and the hostel charged me for the full amount a day or so after I had booked it, which at the time I had booked breakfast as well, which was again still £740, which that part there about booking it was perfect. I didn't have to worry about anything. I just had everything booked off way ahead of time, and awesome. No charges at check-in. Now, I stayed here a year earlier because when they had my email previously, they sent me an email a few months before, and in that email, they mentioned that they had a newly designed website. So I ended up booking directly on that website, which I booked my hotels with my breakfast. It cost me approximately, at that time frame that I came, around 80 CAD, Canadian. Now, had I booked it when I first came to London, back at the middle of London, or the time of May, when I arrived on the 22nd, if I had booked it then, it would have cost me closer to $100 Canadian. So that's why I ended up booking it on the 26th. Now, when you check in, you get a key card and a little number tag that you put on a hook on your bed frame. To lock the lockers, they show a little diagram, which is crappy, by the way. Don't even worry about that friggin' thing. That thing is just so confusing. You take your little key tag that you have when you check in, your little key tag for the door. You put it on top of the edge of the lock part where you push in, and it'll make a little clicking sound when you push it, and it's a little bit confusing. Even trying to explain it sometimes is a little bit difficult. I've showed a couple people while I was there how to do it, because they had no clue either, because when they're looking at it, they're like, what the heck? So I showed them how to do it. But yeah, you hold it in a few seconds, and it goes tick, tick. And yep, that's good, right? So the room I stayed in was an 8-bed mixed dorm room. The room had a bathroom, shower, 2 actual sinks, and lockers for all the beds. There was a plug right on the wall next to the bed for charging electronics and such. Room was fairly clean, and you get bed linen when you arrive, which you bring down at the end of the week time that you're there to put into the dirty bin. When you check out, that is. Ironically, the room I had stayed in this year happened to be the same place that I had stayed in last year, room 207. The difference is, though, I had a different bed this time. Instead of the bed on the far side, I had the one just around the corner when you had come into the room itself, because it's a big room with the bathrooms around the edge, the side, and the shower room over on the corner, and then you come around and there's a bed on the left side. I was on the bottom bunk. Really cool though. Now, you can definitely put your valuables in that locker, so you don't have to worry about anybody stealing it when you leave and such, right? So that's awesome. One thing from last year that I had noticed that they changed was a lockbox. Small lockbox, yay big, not even barely a foot wide in height, width and length. It had some electrical cables that came in because there's also a fan there now to keep you cool in the summertime when it's hot. So there was a fan there on the right, lockbox on the left. You just put numbers in it, whatever you want to lock your stuff in. Again, there's not a lot of room, but I put in a few valuables so that I didn't have to worry about anybody stealing that. So awesome. That's something new that they didn't have last year. And I double checked that on my pictures from last year, and it was completely different. So that's awesome. Something new. There were several cleaning people. I shouldn't say ladies. There was a man there as well. Several cleaning people that came into the room in the 3 days I stayed there. The room was cleaned decently, but there was one cleaning lady who, when I saw her sweeping, I moved my shoes and clothes off the floor so that she could get in the corner and sweep around and underneath the bed area. Unfortunately, I noticed she didn't even try to even sweep anywhere near me. She, in fact, didn't even sweep feet from me, like literally feet away from me. So here's the bed. She literally was way over here, for example, right? So way over here, like 2-3 feet away from where I was. And she didn't come in close. I could see stuff underneath the bed around the edge there. Should have been swept up, but she didn't bother. But otherwise, it was cleaned decently otherwise. That was annoying, in my opinion. So I don't know why they would do that, that one lady would. I don't know, but whatever. Technically, breakfast is not included, so you would pay £740 if you decided to pay in destination. But I paid on the time that I booked. So I paid everything. I didn't have to go. Now, the check-in, I was to this hostel. I was supposed to get tickets for breakfast. Sadly, the guy that checked me in, he was new. He didn't give me any tickets. The next morning, when I went to go get my ticket, the guy that I talked to, he says, "What, you didn't get a ticket or anything like that yesterday when you checked in?" I'm like, "No, nobody gave me anything." One thing I'm going to say right now is this guy that I talked to the next morning also did not give me tickets for that day. Well, he did give me a ticket for that day. Sorry, I have to say that. But the rest of the week, the next 2 days, he didn't give me tickets for those days either. Unacceptable, man. Like, okay, so the new guy, I can understand. He's new. Fine. But then this guy didn't bother. So on the second morning and the third morning before my end of my stay, none of them gave me tickets. And he was like, "Oh, £740. What are you talking about, dude? I paid for everything online. Everything's on my freaking file. It should be there that I paid for it, for crying out loud." I was pissed in a little bit, not that bad. I was just kind of like, this is annoying. Like, you come in here, you've paid for it, and nobody gives me tickets. Like 3 days in a row, nobody gave me tickets. What the heck? Like, to me, that was unacceptable. So eventually I got tickets every day. It was just kind of annoying that way. So at the end of the day, I did get my tickets each day, even though they wanted to charge me. I'm like, this is unbelievable. Anyway, so I got my tickets and I ended up going for breakfast for 3 days. So then, like I said, the last 2 days I had the same problem. Let me just skip over that because I've already talked about that. Breakfast was good despite the cost, and this place does have a variety of foods to choose from, which is a plus. Just a few of the available food items: cereals, yogurts, canned fruits, fresh fruit, meat, cheese, bread, juices, and coffee. Basically the same as last year, same items, consistent, which is nice. The property itself is well maintained and clean. There are doors that go into the stairwell in the lobby, which was located next to the bathrooms and are locked during the day. They are unlocked in the first thing in the morning, but after a certain amount of time, I don't know when, but they do lock them eventually. So you have to access it with your key card to go up into your room and the elevators. So there are elevators. There's 2 elevators, or in this case, they like to call them lifts. One of those lifts for the whole time that I was there were broken. So it was out of order. Ridiculous. And then I noticed sometime that second day, I think, it was the second one was out of order. I don't know why, if they were just maintaining it or they just had an issue with it and they had to get it fixed or what, I don't know. But it was out of order as well. So I'm like, it was only for like not even a quarter of a day, but they did fix it or whatever was going on. I don't know. But the whole time, one was still out of order, and that was inconvenient and unacceptable. I do understand things do happen, but that was unacceptable. This place is a very busy place, and to have only one elevator at any given time, it is hard enough to get elevators with two of them. But yeah, it was not right. So whatever, let's go on to the next part. The location of this hostel is fantastic because it's located in the Whitechapel neighborhood, which has dramatically changed in the last umpteen years. How many years? I don't know, but it's changed dramatically. And it's very safe to walk in, by the way. At least I've found it was safe. It is about 10 to 15 minutes to the underground, Aldgate East, as well as I believe, there's a couple different entrances to Aldgate East within about a 10 or 15 minute walk. I did take the Jack the Ripper tour on my last day, on the 28th, and I had to take the tour for a second time, and it's only about a 7 or 10 minute walk as well toward this the main road where the tube is located north of the hostel. And it's also a short distance to the Shard and the London Bridge, as well as the bus stop to take the bus, big bus, Golden Tours hop on hop off buses, as well as the Jack the Ripper Museum is literally a block north around the corner. So not barely a block. So I still like this place despite some issues with it this time around, with the guy not giving me my tickets, and then every day the same bloody thing, and that was kind of annoying. And then the issue with the elevator, one being broken, and then the second day it was like, what the heck? It's out of order again. The other one, seriously. And then the cleaning lady, just that one cleaning lady, just didn't seem to clean the lot. Like she left a big section. That was kind of not cool. But otherwise, it's a very great place. The breakfast is decent. And the fact that I paid online through their website, that's awesome. But they do need to fix those few things, or at the very least, the couple issues, which I assume they probably have now, since it's been months since this review I'm doing now is way past now. No, I know this is a long video, but I wanted to talk about a bunch of stuff, including things that are new, a couple things, as well as the issues that I had there. So otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, we'll see you in the next video. Ciao for now.